There are 3 parts to a narrative assessment interview. This video deals with the first part, getting a sense of the story. This step must happen before attempting to gather a story. As we work, we collect memories. Memories are all linked to each other in a big interconnected web. We cannot directly share memories like this. To share memories, we pick a line that we walk through a bit of our history. This line that we walk is a story. Stories can begin and they can end anywhere. They can highlight and they can ignore anything in this web. Everything is really connected to everything. When it starts, where it stops, the memories it touches, the theme it presents, and how it links all of this into a plot are all shaped by this purpose. Why are you telling the story? Once the interviewee really understands the purpose of the narrative assessment, the next task is to pick a theme, something important to talk about. For example, the theme might be the challenges the advocate faced getting meetings with a politician whose minders don't like their organization. Once the theme is chosen, then you and the interviewee explore what needs to be told. What are the important things that make the story worth telling? Why are they important? What is the message of the story? The message might be that relying on personal connections to get meetings with politicians has risks that can be managed using a particular strategy. Once the theme and the message have been defined, the next step is to block out the story that will be shared. Where the story starts, where it ends, who is involved at which points, what happened, where things took place, and how all of these produce the outcome that makes the story worth telling. In this phase, the participant may look for guidance. They may ask you to give them a message, or they may ask you to pick what is important. That is not your role. It is their story. They must be in charge of it, and only they can decide what needs to go in. This first part of the interview only provides a rough selection of the material that will be braided into the story told. As the story is shared, new threads and materials will be added, details will emerge, and some of the initial material will be rejected. Oftentimes, the narrative interview is the first time the story is told, and discoveries are often made by the teller in sharing their story. Once you have an agreement on the purpose, the theme, the message, and the rough understanding of the plot, then you can move on to the next step of the narrative assessment interview, gathering the story. The most important message of this video is that before a facilitator sets out to collect the story in a narrative assessment interview, the interviewee and the facilitator have to get a sense for the story. This step cannot be skipped.